Welcome back to my channel, Sport Bike Menace. We're going to do a how-to video to do a quick throttle for Motion Pro Revit 2. And I'm going to do a quick installation. I don't have all the tools with me, but at least I have the bike taken apart so you guys be able to understand what to do. Now you can buy this to where you don't got to modify it the way I had to. So if you buy this from Motion Pro, it's going to eliminate your mode buttons. So their mode button, and then your starter switch is going to be somewhere else closer up top, and it's going to be a different layout. But then you gotta it's not a plug and play. You gotta literally go through your harness and wire it in. So I decided to go this way and just modify it. By modifying this, it doesn't give you enough room to put bar ends, so you do lose your bar ends. But that's fine with me because this is more beneficial than bar ends. And majority of the time I was just using my bar ends as a good looking piece, like, you know, to make my bike look stylish. So yeah, it works. Like, you know, you want your bar end so if it falls it doesn't damage your, you know, your whole thing, but still it is what it is. I need performance. So you're going to want to take, there's screws in the bottom, there's 2 screws in the bottom. You want to take those 2 screws out, and the 1 screw is going to be cut off when you use the cutoff wheel, which I brought it right here. So this is what you're going to need to get this job done. So you're going to want to take the 2 screws out. You take those 2 screws out, and then the housing is going to come apart. When the housing comes apart, it allows you to move the throttle tubing out. So you take the throttle tubing out. You're not going to use that throttle tubing. You're going to use the one that Motion Pro gave you because it's specific to this part right here. So once you take that apart, you put the new one in. Well, actually, you're going to need to cut this part. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I literally had to grind off a big chunk, which I brought the manual so you can see it better. There's a big chunk that I had to cut off so this all can fit in. So cut this piece off, put it back together. You're going to slide the throttle tube back on, and then I use the orange disc. They have multiple discs here. Now orange was the best one for me because I'm doing track days. Now if you want a more aggressive one, they'll tell you which ones to use that's more aggressive. I can't remember which one's the most aggressive, but for track day was the orange one that's going to be better for me. Plus sportbiketrackgear.com, he installed it, and he installed it with the orange, and when he explained it, it made sense. So the orange one does work for me. Now, just because we're already here, I'm going to show you I'm sorry, I'm going to move the camera a lot. Yeah, just to explain it. I don't know if you're going to see it. See this piece right here, I had to cut off. So you grab the grinding wheel, you cut that off. And then, see how it's taken apart? So you got to grind that off. You're going to lose, you're going to miss a screw because one of the screws are underneath this. So there's only going to be 1 screw literally holding this together. But that's how it is going to have to be if you don't want to buy their device. But at least to give you an example on how I had to do this. Now I didn't use the machine that they use. I just used a grinding, a cutoff wheel to cut it off. But anyways, so you're gonna also want grip glue for your new grips. I used my old grips that I bought because these are not cheap. So I used the ones that I wanted to use. They do come with new grips that you can put on. But you're going to want grip glue because if not, that's just, this whole thing's going to keep rotating back and forth. So once you got this cut off, you put this piece back on, you put the throttle tubing back in. You're going to decide which disc you want. Oh, and before I forget, I'm sorry, because you got to take your old ones out, your throttle cables. So these cables, you got to take that out. So once you take your old one out, the throttle tubing, it's going for 2008 Suzuki gsxr 1000, and even in my 2011, mine was right here anyways. So a lot of Suzukis are going to be right here. Now the newer one, 2017 1000s, you got to take a lot apart just to get it. But this is where the throttle plate opens up because of the throttle. So that's where all your cables go to. So you're going to take your old one out and you're going to replace it with the new one. Now, so when you take the old one out, you have all this stuff disassembled. You put this one back on, you screw it, it's only one screw, and it's gonna rotate back and forth. What's gonna hold it in place is going to be this piece right here. So when you push it against it, it's not gonna rotate. Now, another problem that I did get when installing this, these cables are not long enough to route them the way you wanna route them. So I had to order, well, I ordered this anyways. So when I already knew I was going to have a problem, it was okay because I already ordered this. So I'm going to talk about the driven brake reservoir. Now this is a 16cc refiller. So like you got, I think, I don't want to say I'm wrong. Like I think they got 30, but don't quote me on it. You have to check the website. And then I bought this Tygon tubing, but I can't remember what the model number is. But I did this. I took out the brake fluid and put the new one in. Now to take out the brake fluid, there is a nipple right here, and buy a bleeding bag, and then you'll be able to bleed it out and then not worry about making a mess. So yeah, this was beneficial for me to buy a regular or aftermarket brake fluid reservoir, because the way it's routed, it's going to get tangled up and it's not going to let you move the handlebars right to left. So it's very unsafe. So on top of that, because of this design, you can't move this further back because of the cables, for one. So you can't move it further back, and you can't move it forward because if not, it's not going to let you hit the kill switch. So literally, this is the way it's supposed to be mounted. It has to sit right there. So they come with this universal plate right here, so you can bend it however you want. So you can get this sitted, and this is the best way that I was able to get it without hitting my top fairing, or however you want to call it, the plastics. So I got that done. So then you're going to want to route it over top, and it's going to go back underneath because that's the way the stock one was. And I used the stock, you know, clamp to hold it down in place. And this is a thicker plastic tubing, so it is a pain in the butt. So you got to press it down and then tighten it up, and then route your wires through here. So the whole point of this is that what I'm trying to say is that if I can do it, you can do it. And this is kind of the tools you're going to need. So you got your cutter wheel, and then your size 6 inch for your gas tank. Now I didn't bring the tools that I needed for the, this piece right here, or the one for the Motion Pro. But as long as you get a Allen wrench set, you know, you buy a set, you'll be all right. And then that's all you need, really. Oh, and then a pick. I'm lying. So you need a pick because you gotta push. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but so there's these circle parts that are attached or soldered on to the metal wires, and you're gonna want to push it from the back out towards you for it to come out. With a flathead, it won't come out, so you need a pick that does like an L, and it pushes it out towards you. I got all my tools at Harbor Freight, which was cheap, so they're not that expensive. But here to show you guys the manual again, and I'm sorry that, but to give you guys an example how you're gonna run the wires go through the disc. Well basically, yeah, through the disc, because it's gonna go through the sides. And then once you get them both, then these two pieces connect together, and then the metal goes over the two plastics. And then after that, then you're going to tighten the bolts up and then run this plastic sleeve over it. Now there's a lot of adjustments you got to make. So to give you an example on how that looks like right there, to give you guys an example, you gotta fine tune this. And what I mean by that is, you see how I can bring it all the way back and it returns back. You want to make sure it returns back, but it can also pull all the way back. So when I do this here, see, it maxes out, it's maxed out, and it returns. Max out and returns. Now there is no tension on my throttle tubing. You do not want it to stick, and you want it to max out. So you guys got to make sure that you guys fine-tune this to make sure that you're not going to cause yourself an accident and get yourself hurt. So just make sure you keep going back and forth, and that this is pulling to the max, returning back, and make sure that in your throttle it's not sticking. So you let go and it pulls back, so then you're straight. Now STG recommends starting off with the lower discs, so like whatever's your smaller disc, and then gradually pick up to see where you want, because if you go to the max, it might be more than what you expected and get yourself in an accident. So again, orange works out for me because it starts off slow, and then towards the middle it picks up the speed. Why is the orange better? Because when you go out of a corner, you want to give it gas or throttle lightly. You don't want to give it too much throttle coming out of a corner, because you might the back end might slide out or pop a wheelie. So yeah guys, the bike's almost done. It needs dyno tuning, and I want to change out the rotors from the front, but I don't know yet. But either way, the most important thing is getting the dyno tuning for MR12, and then the bike's done really. But alright guys, I hope you guys like my videos. Please subscribe, please hit like. I have a Facebook, which is sportbikemenace.youtube.com, or not .com, it's just dot. Same thing with Instagram. I do have a Patreon page, which is also Sport Bike Menace. And thank you guys for everybody viewing my videos. Ride safe, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.